Welcome back everyone to the TOWN Redux here on the Bluebelly Gaming channel. I appreciate everyone's patience as we've had some, tech concerns over the last little while. And we've had to do some restarts. But this, I think, knock on my wooden head, is going to be a playthrough that we can stick with for a while. I'm hoping that. So, if you remember, we left off, we're in the late autumn of the second year. We have about 500 extra food. We have 46 tools, but they're rough tools. They're going to go fast. And we have 19 clothes. The clothes mostly, I believe, are hide coats. We do have some feathers and reeds now, so I may go ahead and put one of our laborers back into the tailor and have him make some survival coats for us. But the main thing that we're trying to do at this point, obviously grow our population, right? But we want to make sure that we are gathering enough food for our survival. This is a tropical weather setting, so we don't have the harsh winters to deal with, but lots of rain, so that is part of the simulation. We're bringing in fish here from our fishing dock. We only have one worker in it, so it only did 360 last year, but hopefully that'll improve soon. And we are in the process of building a water wheel sawmill. If you're wondering why, it's because we have a lot of trees, and we can turn that into lumber, which will work for building, so we can build things like our foundry to start getting iron and improve our tool quality. But also, lumber will be valuable in building better housing. So right now we're using these rough rustic abodes, and we will upgrade them to town abodes at some point. I had talked last time about probably putting a market in somewhere around here so that we can have this be kind of our downtown area. And we have this forest node here, so we don't want to infringe too much on that. It's got a limit out here, so we can fit quite a few houses in this area. What we don't have yet is a clear design for how we want to handle agriculture. It might make sense to do a bridge here and put our farming over in that area, or one thing that I'm likely gonna do is put some fields in, maybe like in this area, and then do our expansion once we have like more seeds than we know what to do with. Our population is booming, but that's not gonna happen anytime soon. So they made 4 survival coats, and they need more reeds. Well, I'll tell you what, you're in luck, because I see some reeds up here, and I will mark them. So the hitbox for the reeds is really weird. This is the hitbox for that reed. They're weird. I don't know which of those is for that, but I don't know how much this is bringing in. 118 seaweed, 100 oysters, 60 crayfish, 60 mussels. Not bad. So our 3 laborers right now are most likely gathering that food that I marked initially to gather. Just kind of at that point. Hopefully these folks will bring in more of those reeds soon. But I think while we wait, instead of having them come back to work to wait over and over, 20 jackets for 17 people is fine. I'm not going to stress about that. We're getting the water wheel sawmill built up. So we definitely need to start cutting down more trees. Many, many trees to be chopped. Alright. Hopefully that'll work well. Once we get some lumber, we can get the foundry built, and then we can start converting. We have quite a bit of iron ore, 186. We can start converting that over to iron. In terms of additional buildings, we want lumber so we can upgrade our housing, but population-wise, we don't really have a young couple ready yet. Got some folks who are getting close, but I think, did I build a house over here? No, not yet. So there's not a huge rush to build more houses. In terms of storage, we're about halfway on our shipwreck storage. So at some point, actually, what I might do is put a barn at the edge of this, like right where that yellow is. Do a old barn. Cannot be upgraded. Oh, bank barn. These are cool. I don't know if there's really that many hills on this, because I could put one up there. Close. No dice. Anyway, sorry. I kind of got locked in there to that random task. The bank barns are kind of cool. And I don't necessarily want to use the base game barn, but that was about, I would say, here. And the main reason I want to get that going sooner rather than later is once we get, as productivity continues to amp up. Wow, that was 102 reads? That's crazy. Once productivity gets amped up, this is going to be filling quickly with resources. And in other playthroughs I've had them just like piling stuff up on the ground. And if I can avoid that here, I'd like to. So by having it here, it's going to be nice and halfway between. And we can always add more stuff later as we get to that point. Boy, looks like we have one builder for this entire city. Also, this is a great point for me to talk about. Oh, school. No, that's not what I was actually going to say, but this is a great point for me to talk about why I don't do the smaller starts really that much anymore, because it just slows this down. It doesn't really make it more challenging, it just slows the progression down. Okay, do I want to... Feels like I want this to be this way and leave that tree. Yeah, let's do it like that. I should just write down my build order, because I feel like every time I'm like, what do I do again? Even though it's the same game I've been playing for years. 1,500 food is really nice. Now we're up to 31 clothes. That's really nice. We got a couple more workers. This is what triggered my mind to make sure we get a school built, because these kids, like these two that became an adult I don't think they're going to be educated. I think that's this one. Educated, no. See, that's not great. So we're going to have the laborer and the tailor are not educated. The entire parent generation are educated. So if we do this right and this gets built, we will only have 2 uneducated people the whole time, because everybody else will go through the education system. Alright, we'll do one more batch of these rough tools, and hopefully we'll get this foundry up and running and can start making better tools. I'm going to go ahead and give the builder an assistant, because this is taking flippin' ever to finish this. As if one person could build a water wheel sawmill anyways. Kind of a silly prospect. I wonder how it would work. Like, okay, the game has this built in, right? It says 2 of 4. You know, it wants you to have 4 builders to build this. Like, I wonder if I did a playthrough where I went and actually did that, had enough builders. I wonder how differently that would affect, you know? I wonder how much better things would go if I actually did that. Would things get built faster? Would they be more efficient? I mean, probably wouldn't hurt, and I wouldn't be sitting here whining about things not getting done. Let's put somebody in here making, lumber. You've got lots of logs right beside you. We only need 40. I'm going to go ahead and unlock this so they'll clear the site and bring the logs and stone over. Which reminds me, we need more stone, always. Always more stone. Let's grab those ones. Let's grab all of that stone. Grab that stone. Grab that stone. Alright. School's coming in. Lovely. We should have some lumber soon. What else do we need to build this trader? Oh, that's it. Logs, stone, and lumber. Okay, great. The sooner we can get crops to stabilize the food production, the better. Crops to stabilize food, then either flax or cotton, or I might go sheep this time. I might go sheep. Or I could go cows, make multiple small pens so that they hit their limit and we have lots of leather from cows being butchered. I don't know. We'll see. We have 17 leather now. So does it say... Is it 2 leather per coat? I don't know. How's our feather situation? It definitely doesn't seem like it's a 1-to-1. Because we had, what did I say, it was like 103 reeds. So, if they made 15 coats, it's probably 5 per, something like that, 6 per. Alright, so barn's coming in, schoolhouse is coming in. We'll go ahead and give you a second here. How's this looking? 15 of 40. Not too shabby. Not too shabby. Once this gets built, I might go ahead and start building that. We don't have we don't have a ton of extra stuff to trade yet, so a bit premature, as they say. Alrighty, got some good wild food to gather and bring in. 1,600 food for 20 people is really nice. 50 tools, 33 clothes. Happy with that. Hopefully by the time those tools are down again, we have iron. Love to see it. Wondering if I might put a house over here soon. Do we have a couple yet? Yeah, there's one couple. Maybe we do... yeah. We'll do a little double cape for them over here. I kind of want it to be like for both. Like maybe we do the road down to here. Put the house on the corner. Go ahead and do gravel for this. So they're gonna gravel road down to here and then across in front of this house. Seems quaint. Here we go. So close. And foundry. Lovely. I'm only going to put one worker in the foundry. Oh, phooey, I forgot about furnace fuel. Oh. Makes furnace fuel only one worker, slightly less efficient. 20, 30, I don't know. I just feel like we should go with the big one. Maybe we put it here. Or down here by the foundry. Yeah, just do that. That's going to be a tough sell for that family. Hi. You are right down the street from the foundry and across the street from the fuel refinery. Close walk to work, I guess, is a selling point for some. But got our two builders, so things are moving along. I was going to say, I hope we can get the school done. We can employ a teacher, get these little rascals educated up. Lemon Town. So other than lemons, maybe sheep, not quite sure what else we'll have in our town. Probably want to switch this over to firewood for a bit. I know it's early for this, but geez, look at that market. Noted. Oh, it even has different appearance. Okay. Rural market. Jeez Louise. Yeah, that seems a bit much. Old Town. I like the idea. Central Market is massive. Good heavens. We have these stalls. I'm not doing that. And then carts. You know what? I'm not gonna lie. I like the idea of this. One thing I think would be kind of cool is to do something like the edibles market and then just put carts beside it for the other things like the tool and whatever else. But we're not really at that point, and this is more than enough for what we need for this area. I think what I'm going to do is put this small market right here. And we don't need it built yet, but eventually. Okay, we'll bump the fuel limit just a little bit. Got the gatherer and the hunter. Interesting. Yeah, maybe I should give them a house. The gatherer and the hunter. Maybe I just put a house across the street for them. Well, 8, 10, 14. Yeah, 10 and the 14. Okay, let's do that. Let's say, just for roleplay aesthetics, let's give them a log cabin. Oh, we're close. We're getting there. Getting there. Okay, very nice. And we are going to make furnace fuel out of firewood for now. Colonial charcoal, coke, coal. They're thousands a bit high. Let's bring that limit down to 300. If I hadn't wasted those reeds on coats, we could make fire bundles with those. At some point, I'll probably put in a reed farm, and then we can make fire bundles from the reed farm. Reeds are also like the cheat code trade item for this game, for this mod pack. I do remember that. But I think we're at a pretty decent stopping point now that we've got these new buildings over here. The industrial area is really shaping up. So I think we'll go ahead and call it here. I appreciate everybody checking out this episode and bearing with this new series. My name is Bluebelly. This is the Bluebelly Gaming Channel, and I'm glad to have you here. Bye for now.